dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke and I welcome you all to the MC James virtual classroom. My dear students, today in Standard 8's Geography, we will be learning the topic land use. We have already started this topic, and in the first part of this topic, we people have discussed about the concept of land use and the types of land use. So we'll just revise the first part and then we'll continue with the second part of this topic. So here on the screen you can see the current land use types, and we discussed about how we use land according our purposes or according our needs. So one by one on the screen you can see the different types of land use, and in detail also we learnt about this. So first one, arable land, then fallow land, then forest land, grassland or pasture land, then urban land use, and in the urban land use we have discussed about commercial land use, residential land use, then next to the residential, transport land use, public utility area, recreational land use, mixed land use, transitional areas and suburbs, in that the Bandra and Bhandup, then the need of planned cities, and nowadays number of planned cities are there everywhere in the world. And then now today's part we are starting with the figure 6.1, which is on the screen. You can see there it is given land use in Japan and India, and the questions are there. So what you people have to do, examine the pie charts showing land use in figure 6.1, which is on the screen, and answer the questions. Now one by one if you people go through these questions, then the first one, in which country is the land use under forests more, whether it is in Japan or in India? For that you people can go through the colors. This one yellow, suitable for agriculture, then red color, permanent agriculture, green, forest, this one permanent pasture lands, and then others. So the question is about the forest land. So here we can see land use in Japan 68.5 is under forest land, and if we talk about India then only 23.1 is under forest land use. So in Japan land under forest is more. Then the next one, in which country is the land under agriculture is more? Now again for agriculture it is given under agriculture. So red color if we go through, then 0.18 and 4.2, and the total if we talk about then suitable for agriculture, that is also more in the India. In which country is the land under agriculture is more, or land under agriculture more than in India? It is more land under agriculture. Third one, considering the two questions above, how will you relate the physiography and climate of India and Japan with their respective land uses? So you people can discuss on it. Next one, correlate their land use and development. Which land use is found in Japan? Considering the land use in both the countries, make a list of factors affecting the land use. At the last of this chapter, at the end of this chapter, we people will discuss about the factors which affect the land use. So on the screen now you can see figure 6.1 again, land use in Japan and in India. You may have realized that in different countries the percentage under various land uses differ. Like in India and in Japan it is differ. जैसे under एग्रीकल्चर लैंड बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस है, अंडर फॉरेस्ट लैंड यूज बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस है. सो नॉट ओनली इन इंडिया एंड जापान बट ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड द परसेंटेज अंडर वेरियस लैंड यूजेस डिफर based on the availability of land, the population of a country, its quality and needs. Land uses types vary. In Japan, for example, the percentage of land under forest here 68.5 is more, and the percentage of land under permanent agriculture is very low. It's only 0.8%. As compared to that, in India, the percentage of land under forest is low, while the percentage of land under permanent agriculture is high. And for this, number of factors which affect the use of land use. Now, on the next slide, you can see the revenue department, survey, settlement, and land records. Under land utilization, we have seen how land is put to different uses. The ownership of land could be private or public. बहुत सारी जगहों पे आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे प्लॉट्स जो होते हैं इन मुंबई अल्सो या फिर कहीं पर भी हम जाते हैं तो वो जो मालिक होते हैं उस लैंड के उनका नाम लिखा गया होता है और कहा जाता है कि ये जगह इस के नाम पर है. सो लैंड यूज और द ओनरशिप ऑफ लैंड कुड बी प्राइवेट और पब्लिक. लैंड registration in this context is done under the revenue department. The work of the registration is under the revenue department of the government, and all the information about the registered land can be obtained from the revenue department in the 7/12 extract. So about this now we have to talk in detail, we have to learn in detail what is the 7/12 extract. On the screen you can see record of rights, village form number 7, 7A and 12. Contents of the 7/12 extract, name of the owners, what we can get here, type of land, whether it is agricultural or non-agricultural, then area of the land, location with respect to surrounding land, roads, water bodies, etc., then the easements or access roads to the land, details of any outstanding loan, whether there is any loan on that particular land, details of tax paid or unpaid, and details of any pending litigation. So all these things one can find on the 7/12 extract. One can get to know under whose ownership the land is from the 7/12 extract. अगर हमारे पास 7/12 extract है तो हम पता कर सकते हैं कि ये पर्टिकुलर लैंड किसके नाम पे है, वेदर इट इज़ पब्लिकली रजिस्टर्ड और किसी इंडिविजुअल ओनर की है. द एक्सट्रैक्ट इज अ रिकॉर्ड kept by the public revenue department. Serial number 7 and 12 are distinctive sections of the law pertaining to the ownership of land. Now this is given in our textbook, figure 6.2 a sample of Sadbara, and figure 6.3 property card. About that also we'll talk in detail. The 7/12 extract is a kind of mirror about the land, very important, and the exact word is used here, and it is very easy to understand the meaning of the 7/12 extract, because the 7/12 extract is a kind of mirror. जैसे हम मिरर में देखते हैं तो हमें एग्जैक्टली हम क्या है वो दिखता है, तो ज़मीन का मिरर जो है 7/12 है. हमें उस पर्टिकुलर लैंड के बारे में कुछ भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, देन वी कैन जस्ट गो थ्रू द 7/12 extract. This is because just by reading the extract, sitting in one place, one can get complete information about that piece of land without actually going there. अगर हमारे हाथ में 7/12 का वो एक्सट्रैक्ट है, 7/12 का एक्सट्रैक्ट है, तो हम घर में बैठ के या फिर जिस जगह पे हम बैठे हैं वहाँ से हम पता कर सकते हैं कि वो लैंड किसके नाम पे है, उसका एरिया कितना है, उस पर टैक्स है कि नहीं, उस पर लोन है कि नहीं, इफ़ इट इज़ एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड तो उसमें क्या है, ये सारी चीज़ें हमें पता चल सकती है। द रजिस्टर of the revenue department records the details of the ownership rights of the family, status of debt and loans, transfer of ownership and the area under different crops. So village form number 7 and village form number 12 are combined to prepare 7/12 extract. एक तो है विलेज फॉर्म 7 और एक तो है 7 बाय विलेज फॉर्म 12, तो इन दोनों को कंबाइन किया जाता है टू नो मोर अबाउट द लैंड and hence it is termed as 7/12 extract. These village forms are available with the talati of every village for land and revenue collection purposes. Now here we'll see how to study or read the 7/12 extract. Occupant class 1 means the land over which ownership rights are available through generations and this is ancestral property. मतलब गांव में हमारी ऐसी ज़मीनें होती है कि जो हमारे पुरखों से आ रही होती है, जैसे पापा उनके पापा उनके पापा, ऐसे जनरेशन टू जनरेशन वो पास ऑन होती रही है. अबाउट दैट यू हैव इंफॉर्मेशन इन ऑक्यूपेंट क्लास 1. देन ऑक्यूपेंट क्लास 2 means the land given by the government to marginal farmers or landless people, and such land can be sold, leased, pledged, given as a charity or transferred only with the sanction of the district collector. For this the sanction of district collector is required. And below that, under assessment, the amount of tax levied on the land is given in rupees or in paise. In other rights, the names of other joint holders are included. This also shows the status of loans taken for agricultural and whether they have been repaid or not. If there is any tax on that particular land, then वो भरा हुआ है कि नहीं भरा हुआ है, ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उस पर मिल जाती है. Now next, figure 6.3 where there is a property card. So 7/12 extract is different and property card is also different. Ownership of non-agricultural land is recorded on the property card. 7/12 is the form or the paper which gives us information about the agricultural land, and the land which is non-agricultural is recorded on the property card. This document showing ownership rights, again the same thing, ownership rights and the area of the property is made available from urban land records. So it has the following information: city survey number, then plot number, amount of tax, area of the property assessed, right to access, etc. So if you people go through this in your textbook, then you can easily find out all the things. So just go through the figure 6.2, a sample of Satbara, and figure 6.3 about the property card. Now again on the screen, 6.4 general land use and changes in India 1990 up to the 2011. So here give the answers on the basis of figure 6.4. Which are the land uses of 1990-91 that show a decline in 2010-11? So here 1990-91 and 2010-11, which are the land uses that show a decline? So basically you just have to keep in mind the numbers. Forest, first one, then the non-agricultural, then pasture, then other non-agricultural, and total agricultural land. So you people just observe this figure and try to answer the questions. Next one, which type of land use is maximum, and what would be the impact of this on India's environment? Then the last one, can a decline in the area under agriculture be equated with a food shortage? This one is again very important question. So you people just go through this figure and try to answer the questions. Now on the screen you can see factors affecting land use. As we know, two basic and important types of land use: rural land use and urban land use. So the factors affecting land use: in rural land use, climate. As climate changes, the use of land also changes. जैसे agriculture ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा होता है in the rural, so according to the climate, use of land also changes. Then soil, if the soil is fertile, then it is always under the agricultural use. एंड समटाइम्स, जैसे हमने फलो लैंड के बारे में देखा कि वो बढ़ना चाहिए, उसकी फर्टिलिटी, तो कुछ दिनों के लिए उसे खाली भी रखा जाता है. दैट इज डिपेंड्स ऑन द सॉइल. देन द टाइप ऑफ स्लोप, irrigation facilities, natural resources. Again, this is very important. If the land is rich in minerals, then it is under the mining. So it is the thing. Government policies. And if we talk about the urban land use, then the location and site, very important thing which affect the land use. अगर किसी पर्टिकुलर जगह पे कोई फैक्ट्री आती है या फिर गवर्नमेंट का कोई ऑफिस आता है, तो वहाँ का लैंड यूज जो होता है वो कंटिन्यूसली बढ़ता जाता है. फिर वहाँ पर दुकानें आएंगी, फिर लोग वहाँ सेटल होने शुरू हो जाएंगे. इफ़ देयर इज़ एनी फैक्ट्री, तो माइग्रेशन बढ़ता जाता है और लोग रहने के लिए उस जगह का यूज़ करता है. देन द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, अगेन housing development policies, transportation routes, industrialization play a very important role in the land use, trade and commerce, playgrounds and entertainment facilities, and again the government policy. So these are the things which affect land use. You can compare this with the मुंबई एंड योर नेटिव प्लेस, या फिर किसी एक विलेज को आप कंसीडर कर सकते हैं, अपना गांव भी हो सकता है उसमें, और जहां पर हम रहते हैं मुंबई में. तो दोनों जगह के लैंड यूज़ को अगर हम अच्छी तरह से कंपेयर करेंगे तो भी हमें ये चीज़ें बहुत आसानी से समझ में आएगी. नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग, अगेन महाराष्ट्र स्टेट लैंड यूज 2010-11. नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, स्टडी द गिवन फिगर एंड आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस. 56.8% area under crops, then 16.9 here area under forest, then 10.2 non-agricultural land, then 7.9% grazable land, and then below that you can see 7.9 is the grazable and cultivable. Then fallow land 8.3. Now on the basis of this information you have to answer the questions. What is the percentage of land suitable for cultivation? What is the percentage of land suitable for cultivation? So it is 56.8 we can say. Then what is the percentage of barren land, that is fallow land 8.3. What is the percentage of land under forest in Maharashtra, that is 16.9%. And what is the percentage of non-agricultural land in Maharashtra? So you people can calculate this and answer this question. So in the today's part of this lesson, we people learnt about the 7/12 extract, then about property card, how is the 7/12 extract read, and the factors affecting land use. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications. So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.